in our model helpers, I'm going to create another file. It's gonna be Swift file, and I'm going to call this city temp data. And let's create a struct again, city temp data, and we are going to have two variables here, a city, which is a string, and a var temperature, which is temp, and this is going to be a double, and this is not an optional as well. So every time we want to put something in our cell, we want this to be a type as city temp data. So it's a struct which holds our temp and our city. So if I go to my where is it, my views, my main weather table view cell here, what we are going to do is to pass a weather data here, and this is gonna be type of city temp data. It doesn't autocomplete, you just can command P, and this should be getting all the information from our new file, and it should autocomplete. So once we have our city temp data passed to our generate cell, we can say that our city label.text is gonna be equal to our weather data dot city. Then what we want to say is city label dot adjust font size to fit width is equals to true. In cases if we have a really long city name, you can see this one is actually bigger font than this one, because it's a short text, and our font adjust font size to fit the width will automatically make our city name smaller, so it doesn't be cut from here. That's why this text is quite smaller. And finally, we have to get our temperature. So we say temp label.text is equals, and we want to format our string because it's a double, and also we want to have this nice Celsius or Fahrenheit there. So I'm going to say string, and I'm going to use a format with arguments. So my format will be the string here, and the first thing we're going to put is %.0f, which means this is a first placeholder, and this means that of our double we don't want any decimal values, so that's why we say .0f. That means we want to have a clean number. If I go here, my temperature may be like 14.2, but when we open here, we want to just get the clean number, so we don't want a decimal point there. And then we're going to put a space and say %at, and this is a placeholder for text. And the text, we want to have our format of our temperature, and this will be based from our format that our user chooses. It's either Celsius or Fahrenheit. So right now I'm going to hard code it to be a Celsius, but we're going to make this dynamic so it will work with Celsius and Fahrenheit depending on what we have inside our settings. So let's just put here, instead of the second placeholder, a big C, and argument I'm going to say weather data.temp, and I'm going to put a note to do, and to do we are going to say make temp format dynamic. Okay, so we remember that we have something to do here later on. Let's finish with this file for now. We are going to get back to this later when we do our dynamic form. And next we will go to our all locations, and we will start implementing the functionality to actually display these cells in our application.